teaching here, I put you through the classes. I come to your address, I'm running through you bastards. Then get to the masses, I'm burning crews to ashes. Like pool voodoo magic, give me my flowers. If not, guess I'll be blooming after. Shit, I'll be cruising, that's it. But where you thought I'm from New York, and where we used to bragging. You bunch of losing asses. When you winning, they don't want you to have it. I got your ears, this the premiere of my career, and I'm a guru at it. Not asking for bread, I'm demanding a fee. Can't fumble, cause up in the jungle there's man and there's beast. A frightened animal is born, other animals eat. Understanding it's me, shit, I'm a feast, I'm a cannibal reef. Get lined up like I'm finna be clapped. Ain't no patience to wait for karma, get my enemies back. You won't use me, playing snoozy, got a friend of me clap. Like a groupie, see we ain't Gucci, cause you giving me dap. Nah, feds like the quarterbacks, they try and sell you white. But when your skin black, they wanna serve you life. The CBM, see we gon' rock together. I'ma hold it down, Fred the God, he holds the crown. We on the block forever.
Welcome to another episode of Connected Dots. I am your host, Lou Icewater, aka Duquan Hicks. As we get live in effect, I want to thank my subscribers out here. You know what I'm saying? 165 of you guys, and these are real subscribers. I want to thank you all for checking in on Connected Dots, the logo. I really appreciate that, man. And we're going to keep doing it. Before we get started, I got something called Split Personality. It's going to be a show where I pick regular people or even stars, wherever you want, to come on the show with me and host a show with me. So it could be in person if you want to come in person, or it can be, vivid satellite like I've been doing. It don't matter, but this is called Split Personality on Connected Dots. It will happen once a month. Okay. Also, I got a lot of people coming up to be interviewed on Connected Dots. So keep looking, keep watching, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, and let's do this. Let's get it in. So let's talk about Big Gip's comments about saying the system, the rap system, has eliminated New York rap because they were teaching in their music. Now, usually I don't agree with Big Gip. I don't agree with him. I'm not, I don't agree with him at all. But on this one, I do. Big Gip, you're 1,000 right. You're 1,000 right, Big Gip. And I'm going to tell you why you are 1,000 right. Think about it. All the stars that were in the hip hop community, all the stars that were doing it, that were conscious, where are they now? Like the Nas song said. Where are they now? Where are these conscious stars at right now? Now think about it. You had Common, was very conscious. They put him in movies. Mos Def, very conscious. They put him in movies. The Brand Nubians. Think about it. They broke up. They didn't want to have nothing to do with them because of the consciousness. You know what I'm saying? So think about it. They put all the conscious people in movies because they didn't want them to know, or they didn't want us to know what was going on because of what they know. Just think about it for a minute. Think about the people that was dropping gems. You notice they got rid of them in some type of way. All the people that dropped gems about what was going on, they got rid of them in some type of way, if a positive way or negative, but they got rid of them. And this is why gangster rap rose. Gangster rap rose because the consciousness was gone. And they figured, yeah, let the gangster rap come in so they can keep destroying the hood and the community. Think about it. I'll give you examples. When was the last time somebody made a song like Self-Destruction or All in the Same Game? Nobody knew in this new generation, Gen X or whatever right now, or whatever you want to call it, algorithm, whatever, has got rappers together to speak on something positive in rap. You've had rappers come together to talk about the same hood you from, but I'm talking about what is going on right now. You're not going to do it. You know why? Because rappers today are more about their pockets than about teaching. And that's sad. So how would your kids know if you're not teaching them from music or you're not teaching them at home? We're letting the computers and phones teach our kids instead of us going back and showing them the library. Look, this song right here was very important. Look, this movie right here was very important. Look, this saying right here was very important. It's sad. And you wonder why these kids are shooting each other in the street? Like that dude that got shot in Queens. 15-year-old boy got shot in the chest. And what I heard understanding was he was getting pistol whipped and the gun went off. But still, the dude was 18 years old that was hitting him. Come on, you 18 and you need a gun to showcase on a 15-year-old dude? Come on, Dunn. This is what I'm talking about. This is why conscious music was needed and is still needed. Stop worrying about being canceled all the time. They're canceling me. They're canceling me. I hate when people think about what's going to happen to them before it even happens to them. That's the problem that I don't understand. Why are you worrying about what's going to happen to you and it hasn't even happened to you yet? Explain that to me, because that doesn't ride with me. That don't ride with me. So Big Kip, you was right, because New York was teaching. We was teaching. You know what I'm saying? 5%ers, this and that. We was, elevating. KRS-One had songs. Brand Nubians had songs. Public Enemy had songs. X-Clan had songs. Chubb Rock had songs. We was teaching. And what happened? They want to eliminate us, like they always do. Facts. So since we talking about this, let's talk about why we go overboard to impress, then go broke. How many people you know got fly cars but live in bummy areas? Does that make sense? Or you have to go buy outfits, to look right, you know what I'm saying, to go out to a party, but you got a bill to pay and your lights get turned off. This is what I'm talking about, the syndrome that we have. And this is one reason why you have to look at Jay-Z. Why do I say that? He's changed from how he dressed to now. Because when you rich, you don't need to be out there like that. You don't need to be a target. And a lot of us dress so we could be target up. Now it's funny, we shouldn't be targets regardless of any situations, but nowadays you have to be very careful when and where and choose what you wear and how to wear it. When you are rich, you don't always have to be a fly guy to prove a point that you still got it. If people know what you have done back in the day, then you already got it. My favorite motto and my favorite words that I always use: I don't have to be the man to be the man. You don't have to be the man to be the man. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. As you get older, you're supposed to relax and enjoy the last years of your life on earth. That includes just chilling, relaxing, and doing what you got to do. And we have to understand the way that the world is set up. It was always set up for us to fail. So we have to learn how to get around failure. We spend all our money on buying clothes and everything like that, but not really putting back into the community and not owning anything. So really, think about a lot of things. I like to look fly, don't get me wrong. But everything you see me wear lately has been stuff of my own brand. or I'm supporting somebody else's brand. You know what I'm saying? Because they coming up like me. Now you gotta understand, America, and I'll say it once and I say it again. We have to stop trying to impress our peers or trying to impress people that won't lift a hand or a finger to help you when you need it. When you might need $10 or $20, or these same people you trying to impress gonna help you. Nope. They're gonna say they don't have it. They don't carry cash. Or I have it, but I don't have any cash. So you say, all right, let's go to the ATM. Now I don't have my wallet. Just remember what I'm saying. Stop trying to impress to go broke. It doesn't make sense. So I'm going to talk about Stockholm Syndrome. You know, building with the people who did you bad or abusers. You know what I'm saying? And then having sympathy for what they did to you. You know, psychological abuse. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Let's say, you know, God forbid, someone took out somebody in my family, you know, put them to rest. Am I supposed to feel sorry for the guy that did that? Or I'm supposed to feel sorry for him? You know what I'm saying? So that's my point, because he was young or whatever it may be, and he knew what he was doing. That's Stockholm Syndrome. Feeling sorry for someone or somebody that did something wrong to you. And I don't understand it. I see it a lot in today's society. You might have a friend who you think is your friend and does you wrong all the time. Yo, I'm gonna pay you back this money. Yo, I'm gonna come and support. And they don't do none of that stuff, but he's still your friend, right? And then you make up excuses for him. I see parents who have kids who always do bad in school, get phone calls and this and that. Teachers telling you what's going on. You rather be mad at the teacher than mad at your kid, the one that's doing wrong. You feel sorry for your kid and giving all these excuses. Stockholm Syndrome. Especially in this Black community. We've seen so many of our stars do things wrong, but we don't say nothing about it for 20 or 30 years, and then you want to come out saying something when he gets caught. That's like another form of Stockholm Syndrome. This is what I'm talking about, America. You see stuff and you let it ride. We got to stop with this. We got to stop that, America. We got to learn how to chill and be cool with certain things and not be cool with certain things. Okay, America? I'm just saying, let's fall back on certain things that we got to fall back on. Because Stockholm Syndrome is very, I mean, it's crazy how it's used, how you see, how you view it. It's crazy to me what's going on with Stockholm Syndrome. Okay? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So yes, it is for me. Since we're talking, and I love to talk about certain things. Jay-Z said that graffiti is not a part of hip hop. Now, a blind man that knows hip hop and knows the culture know that that is false. And I heard his points on why he says it's not hip hop. But I'm going to give you my points on why it is hip hop. Okay, first of all, graffiti has been around a long time before hip hop. Correct? That's a fact. That's a fact. But if you look at logos like this one that you see behind me, which is my logo, logos on a shirt, this is a form of hip hop. And it's a form of graffiti. Because, but first, in order to create a logo, right, you have to really look into the mind of an artist, of how he wants it to look on paper, on a wall, on a shirt, on a sweater, on a hoodie. And that is part of graffiti. I don't care what you say. This is a part of graffiti. If you look at the group Shirt Kings, now Shirt Kings was a popular place in Queens, New York. They came out of the Coliseum. They used to spray brush and airbrush shirts. You know what I'm saying? If you look at our haircuts that we had in the 80s with our names and lines and all that came from graffiti, yo. Barbering is a part of graffiti. You could say what you want because back in the day, barbers just gave you a regular cut. But in the 80s and 90s came, when people wanted designs and this and that, barbering is a type of graffiti as well. You can say what you want, but it's a type of graffiti because you're putting it on something for it to be seen. So, Jay, I don't like what you're saying, and I respect what you said. Don't get me wrong. I have to respect everybody's opinion. But on this one, I think graffiti is a part of hip hop. It will always be a part of hip hop, along with breakdancing, along with DJing, rapping, beatboxing, MCing. All those elements are a part of hip hop. Graffiti, tagging. You look at the trains back in the day. Tagging was very important on the train to see your name as the train come by in the Bronx or in Brooklyn or in Queens. You see the train, you be like, yo, that's my tag. You look on the buildings and you see your name tagged. Graffiti will always be a part of hip hop to me. Always. Regardless. And that's one thing I've always wanted to learn how to do is graffiti. That's one element I don't know how to do. And that's one element I want to learn how to do because it's creative. And creativity is art. And art is a form of hip hop. All of it comes together as one with poetry. So graffiti will always be a part of hip hop. Ask all the graffiti writers who risked their lives back then to get on them trains. Look at the clothes we wore back in the day. All that was a part of hip hop. So I don't know where that's coming from. Well, for me, graffiti will always be hip hop in my mind. So y'all tell me what y'all think about it because that's how I feel about it. All right. And let's talk about this algorithm thing that everybody's talking about. Now, you're not in the algorithm. I want to be a part of the algorithm. Let's be in the algorithm. Okay. Algorithm is a fancy white word. Let's just keep it a buck. It's a fancy word. It's a fancy word to say that you're in social media or, you're in rotation. Algorithm is more like you're in rotation. Why we make these words sound better than what they are? You know what I mean? Okay, you're in rotation. That's the best way I can put it. Algorithm means you're in rotation with the world. You're in rotation of what's going on. You see what's going on. Now, there's times where being in an algorithm is great, but there's times of being in an algorithm is not so great. So you have to pick and choose which algorithm or which rotation you want to be in, or whatever whatever you're thinking about. Excuse me, America, I'm mumbling my words. Sound like a mumble rapper. That ain't me. Sorry, nah. I'm just playing. So anyway, think about it, man. Like you just like for example, I'll give you an example. 50 Cent is always in the algorithm, no matter what. Who else is in the algorithm? Snoop Dogg is always in the algorithm. Who else is in the algorithm? You got a lot of people. Jim Jones is in the algorithm. And you have good things that come out of the algorithm. But then sometimes things that's in the algorithm can be fatal towards you or to your career. Now, connected dots is in the algorithm, but not like that. And I'm not going to even use that word for me. I'm just glad that you see me. You know, I don't care if it's one person that like my show, or if I get one like, at least one person, I was able to move one person. And right now it's 165. And I'm happy about that number. You know what I mean? Because I never thought it would even get there. But as you know, God is first, and I'm always praying. So when you have God in your life, that God algorithm is strong. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man D Train. You know what I'm saying? I love what you're doing right now. You manifesting to another whole person, and I'm loving it. I'm loving your transformation. Shout out to my daughter Kayla Hicks too. She's doing the same thing. Transformation is key, and I'm seeing it through all these different windows called the algorithm. So tell me, do you like being in the algorithm? And why so? Or do you hate the algorithm? Or do you hate the word? You know, like I said, I call it rotation. That's the ghetto word I'm using. You in rotation. You in steady, heavy rotation. That's what we used to say. So now the last thing I want to talk about is moments. And I want to shout out to Cool Kim because you said something that I forgot. You talked about you like moments. And you know what? I love moments too. And I'm going to tell you my favorite moments in hip hop. Okay. One of my favorite moments in hip hop was WBLS. It's a radio station in New York City, just in case people don't know, versus Kiss FM. You know what I'm saying? That's another radio station. We used to have radio station battles. We had DJ Red Alert and Chuck Chill Out versus Mr. Magic Marley Marl. Those moments will always be dope to me because Marley, they came up with a song called Is It Live? Is it live? And the reason why they came out with that song is because every now and then DJ Red Alert had a DJ at the club. He couldn't be at the club and be on the radio at the same time. So he would tape a mix, and then that mix will play for about a month, the same songs. So that's what I'm talking about. You don't understand the magnitude of BLS versus Kiss. Those were my moments that I loved. Jazzy Jeff, the first time ever hearing on the radio Transform. Oh my God, that was a moment. Hearing Run DMC on the radio for the first time, Sucker MC, that was a moment. Those moments right there are moments I will never forget. My favorite moments that I will never forget. Meeting Houdini, rest in peace, Ecstasy, in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they sitting there talking to us about hip hop. Yo, shout out to Jalil. I want you on the show. Hope I can get you on the show. But talking to them in Charlotte, North Carolina about hip hop, and I was starstruck for the first time in my life. That was a moment. I'll tell you another moment that didn't even involve me. It involves me, but not directly. Shout out to Sierra. I met Sierra and Bow Wow when they were going out with each other at Phillips Arena in Atlanta. We sat next to each other along with my brother. And Daz from the Dog Pound was there too. I shout out to him. I met him for a split second. And Sierra took time to talk to my daughter, Kayla Hicks, a young Kayla Hicks in Atlanta. And that right there was one of my moments because a star took time to talk to my daughter. That is one of my favorite moments. That's why I will never say anything bad about Sierra. I'll never say anything bad about Amarion and B2K. They took the time to talk to us backstage. These were moments that I will never forget. You know what I'm saying? Never forget. And one of my other favorite moments was watching my brother in his first video with Bow Wow. And I was so happy for him, man. Happy to see him doing what he needed to do. Happy. Happy, man. I'm happy for you, bro, and I love you for that. These are like my favorite moments. And one more favorite moment. This dude named Cornell Busby. He used to live on Colden Street. Wasteland was good. I used to live on 45th and Casino, right up the street. He used to come to our house all the time. And he said, yo, you never heard of Mr. Magic Marley Marl? I said, nah, never heard of it. And he played MC Shan's Marley Scratch. And I became the team BLS after that because we moved from the Bronx to Queens. And when you live in the Bronx, you don't play nothing Queens. But when we moved to Queens and he played Marley Scratch on a tape, that was it. I was team BLS and I was team Marley Marl from that day forward. So shout out to Busby, Cornell, you know what I mean? So like I said before, man, this is another episode of Connected Dots. I have a lot more hip hop moments. I'm gonna share them with you every time around. I mean, it's a lot more. You wouldn't believe the other moments that I have in hip hop. A lot more moments that I'm gonna share with you guys as in upcoming weeks to go. But these are just some of my early moments of hip hop when hip hop first got started, because I have a lot more to tell you. But anyway, my name is Duquan Hicks, aka Lou Icewater. It's another episode of Connected Dots. Yo, man, shout out to all my people in Georgia. And it's a lot. It seems like more of my family is down there. I love all of my family. You know what I'm saying? For real. Kurt Eagle, you know how we do. You know what I'm saying? Terry Hicks, Javita, Gina, you know how we do out there. One life, one love, one Lou. Follow the logo. Connected Dots, baby. One.